Good evening, everybody. Mr. Chowdhury, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Yusuf. Ladies and gentlemen, today is part 14 in SEO, the series, Why Content Matters. And next week or next show will be our last for this series. And just a quick summary, we've discussed everything related to search engine optimization. Yusuf has done a very good job at explaining the difference between on-page and off-page SEO. He discussed the latest research and data in terms of voice search and how that's playing a part in SEO. And then talked about essential principles, Google, how to perform keyword research tools, local SEO, the updates to Google algorithms, building links, link building strategies, and much more. And today we're going to discuss, I would say, the most organic way for SEO building, which is the content itself. Remember, content is king.
Really?
Maybe. Depends. And then next week we'll close it out with different free and premium tools that you can use for search engine optimization on your WordPress website. So Yusuf, today, why content matters? What do you got for us, brother?
The content mattered because I said so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's all the time we got today. And
Okay. There's several points. So let's start with the main one. The two, and what it is basically on one hand we have to understand how the customers, right, our target audience, ideal client, whatever we're going to call them, how do they behave when they go to the internet in general or when they use Google search in specific, right? So that's just one idea. The second idea, how does the search engine work? We already talked about it in several, our live streaming, the technology behind the bot, the software, the spider, and the tools and whatnot. So based on those two elements, the reason content matter, first of all, when you build a brand new website, okay, we talked about this before. If you have several pages, important pages about the business, about the services, frequently asked question, and so forth, right? The spider usually or eventually will come and index all the information to the index server, right? But the challenge is, if you do not put, right, not just any content for the sake of just dumping content, if you do not provide any type of consistent materials in this, we're talking about the let's say blog, for example, right? If you don't provide a consistent materials that your target audience are searching for, or they want to learn, know more about the product and services, you know what I mean? So if you don't offer the solution on a consistent basis, that Google Spider or the software, whatever you want to call it, will not come back and read the content again. So basically, you're building a site with no consistent content on a consistent basis. It's like a dead website, basically.
yeah, it's defeating the purpose of having a website, I would say, in the first place.
You're absolutely correct. So it's like a dead site. That's why in my lifetime of running business and digital marketing, you'd be surprised at how many expensive sites that I've seen over the years. Like, they don't have any kind of promotional marketing plan, right? Like, they're not putting anything out there. And some of them put materials like, blog and whatnot, but just like cheesy or like cookie cutter. They just grab it from somewhere else or copy an article from somewhere else and just slapped it on the website. It doesn't work like that. Because when we talk about the content can come in different format. The main idea of the content is to answer the question that the target audience are asking for, looking for, searching for. That's the main idea. Basically, you have to think that I am a solution provider. I'm solution oriented. I'm giving these material to the customer needs. That's a concept, right? Now, when it comes to the format, it can be a blog, video, podcast, images, ebooks, white paper, and whatnot. Make sense? So that's why it matters. So on one hand, your audience are looking for information, and you're writing the information to answer the question, right? So when you do that, guess what? You become the expert automatically without you convincing them that you're an expert. Why? Because you use the concept called educational marketing. So you have a niche and you're talking about it, something beneficial, how to stuff. the do's and don'ts, the benefit and why, and so forth. These are the information that your customer are looking for, and now you're providing content to answer those questions, right? And of course, you can use so many tools out there to figure out what my target audience are looking for, right? So on one hand, the search engine, right, in this case Google, the more highly valuable solution-based content you provide out there, the more visibility that you will get. Why? Because now the Google system is noticing you're putting a lot of materials, so they are going to index all those terminologies, all those key phrases and keyword to the index server. That means the more content, the better the exposure. And a lot of small businesses, they get frustrated when I tell them, yeah, if you write like 2,000 word material, it can help you. But that is too much. I'm like, what matters to you most? To make the money or just be lazy? You know what I mean? So you just have to be strategic, you know? You can write small content here and there on a weekly basis. Maybe once a month, you write a full detailed information about, like, extensive detail about how things work, how service work. And you'd be surprised at how the search engine grabs those materials. So you have to think about it. Yeah, that's what the search engine does. Because if I don't write anything, if I'm going to sell ice cream and I don't talk about it, how the search engine going to send me the traffic for that, right? So on one hand, this is how the search works. You need it because you need that exposure, that visibility, so you can be found, right? You can build, that's number one. Number two, so you can become the expert in the eyes of the target audience, right? It will build that expertise level. You don't have to convince them that you are the best. Does that make sense? The fact that you're educating them right now, for example, Imran, I've noticed for several weeks you've been sharing a lot of amazing content, sharing with small business about, you know, some of the strategies, like in a small short video. Those are amazing, right? So now the small business is going to look at the stuff and they're going to learn from you. Automatically, the first thing will pop in their head, oh yeah, this individual really, you know what they're talking about. So I'm definitely going to ask that individual, or I'm going to follow up. I'm going to check this site, look for more information, and so forth, right? So when you build that expertise level, guess what? You're also building trust. And as you know, in business, there has to be a trust between you and your client in order for them, you know, to basically work with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you got to establish that value before you go for the sale, or before you, try to make an official pitch. And that's why I think also, like you're saying, it's good for these guys to put content on their website, because if they can if the way I look at it is, if you give me something of value for free and it's very valuable, I can only imagine what the paid service could be like, right?
Absolutely. And remember, you probably already know Gary Vee, right? So he put a lot of, like, long time ago, he put a lot of content material, and he took those content and turned it into a book. So you're basically, the more amazing, valuable material you put out there, you can repurpose it. You can make a book out of it, ebook out of it, or maybe you can take those content and convert them into an infographics. You can use some of them to make, like, basically you're redistributing the same material in a different format, right?
Give me a Gary Vee impersonation. Let me see your Gary Vee impersonation.
I can't even do it, man.
I don't want to be cool. I don't care. I can't do it.
You gotta hustle, right?
I mean, you gotta work hard. You just gotta work hard. I mean, go harder.
Just work hard. Don't get... That's a good one, right? So that's one idea. And if you use, like, when we talk about the website, we're talking about text content, like, blogging material, because with the blog, that's what specifically I'm talking about, not just the video and images. So when it comes to the website, you should be really focusing on the text content material, because the search engine going to read it. The voice search are trying to pull those information in the Google Home and Alexa. You can combine, for example, a content with text plus video in the content itself. So imagine one of the signals that Google look for when it comes to the quality of your page is how long the readers spend their time. So if you have an amazing material, let's say 600 words, right? Awesome bullet points, straight to the point, but there are 2 videos and each one of them 10 to 20 minutes. But they're still watching from your page. Make sense? So now they're spending more time there. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can start incorporating different things. But when it comes to the website, you got to make sure that the more words you have, valuable words, that means the search is going to grab it. At the same time, you are going to attract new followers, new viewers, new potential leads and customers. You can also strategically come up with the plan where you're writing this amazing material. In the middle of the blog post, there is like, sign up with the service or get a copy or a consultation. You can collect leads like by doing that. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And plus, when it comes to search engine, if you are pointing to an external site, that's an SEO value. Since you build that expertise level, that trust level, guess what? You're also building your brand like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why content will matter, and it still matter, because the majority of us, when we go online, we do go online to look for information, to look for answers, to look for reviews, to look for feedback. That is the majority of the habit.
I do it every day. Every time I buy, even if I buy like a $20 or $30 wire or SD card. Yep. I mean, I bought something a couple of days ago, man, and sometimes it's too much research, right? Because it's like overload of information. But it's important, like I was, John Olernick is saying, content is king.
Yeah, they say content is king, and I don't know who's the queen. I don't care anymore. All right, I'm like, yeah.
Content is the king, and then the website it's hosted on is the queen.
I don't know. I don't know who came with that word. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, like death by data. he just shared. Yeah, sometimes when there's as I say, paralysis by paralysis by analysis?
Yeah, well, it depends, because me and you are different, because we can dig in, research. You probably enjoy it. Average people don't do that, which is kind of hilarious, because a lot of people like get into these sort of scams about like business opportunities, stuff like that, but they don't even do the basic homework, right? It's a mind-boggling, right? But for me and you, man, I can spend researching like hours, and I'm still chilling.
Yeah, I think just the last weekend I was looking at accessories for the iPhone 12.
Yeah,
I was looking at like gimbals. I was looking at cases, but I can't, like, for me, I just can't get the case. I have to see what advantage one case has over the other. Like in terms of video shooting, is one stabilization gimbal better than another? So I enjoy the research side of it, and the people who actually put together comprehensive reviews and whatnot, and they do it in an effective manner. I love it.
Yeah, me too, because it's like an exercise. So a lot of people focus on the physical exercise, but you also have to exercise your mind by critical thinking, researching, investigating. And but yeah, I mean, some of this material out there like kind of crappy. Some of them are very well put and organized. So this is what's happening right now. So a lot of the consumers, that's how they behave. So when you build the website, or even with the social media, a lot of small businesses, most of them, they have no clue how they are even figuring out how to use the social media. All I see is posting about their events, right? Or about the program, but they don't understand that you have a tool. Like if you use Facebook, for example, you have like analytics on the background, right? You can look at the competitor, how they're doing it. You can think of from the perspective of your customer, like if they go to social media, what do they want to see? Do they want to see tips, videos, the latest, what's new? You can also engage with them and ask them, like what do they want? So social media on one hand is more like a brand awareness, but the search engine, the website, this is like where you're attracting your customer. Then of course the ads, which is a different story, that's a whole different shebang.
Okay, cool. So anything else? I know today was primarily on content. I think the point is clear that regardless of whatever tactics people are using in terms of marketing and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you still have to drive viewers, subscribers, whatever you want to call them, in terms of people who engage with something that you're putting on your sites.
Correct.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, quick episode. Next week will be our last, part 15, best free and premium SEO tools. These are all good complements to the previous series that Yusuf and I have done on WordPress development and whatnot. So you can find that all on the DLP, Digital Learning Partners, Facebook and YouTube page. And then hopefully after the next week's episode, we'll come up with another series and we'll advertise it to you guys, and hopefully you guys can benefit from that as well.
Yes, I also want to mention something quick, because one of my business friend right here from San Antonio, Abdul Mukti, he has been working for several months right now. Believe it or not, he's building I don't know if you joined his Facebook group, but he's building this SEO tool. Let's see. Let me see. What is it at? Backlink SEO. Yeah, he's building this tool. I mean, he's almost done with this awesome tool, right? So hopefully when it's completely finished, we can probably do a review on it.
Sure.
Right, because he's been working on it for. I mean, there's a group. What happened in this Facebook group? People like myself. I don't know if you're part of it, but a lot of developers and businesses. We basically test it, keep testing it. So it's. I'm kind of very excited to see how he can incorporate most of the popular tools out there. He wants to incorporate something like that and make it stand out. So it's going to be called Backlink SEO.
You think it'll be ready by next week?
I don't know, man.
Well, anyways, I think
Yeah,
once it's ready, we can definitely do a review on it. I think that would be great.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, folks. Thanks. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week, hopefully at 10 p.m. Central.
Yes, sir. And don't forget, y'all, if y'all benefited from this, please go ahead and share it. Put your questions on the bottom so others can benefit as well. And don't forget to join the Digital Learning Partner Facebook page.
Thank you. That's that call to action right there. I like it. I like your energy, my man.
Right? That's what is it? That's the DLP company. That's a link for the Facebook.
That's the link for Facebook and LinkedIn and wherever else you want it to be a link for. And however we can help, guys, if you can like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And Yusuf Chowdhury, also with is it Online Business Owners?
Yes, sir.
Online Business Owners. Is it the name also of the social media links?
Only the Facebook.
Only the Facebook.
Everything else is just like my personal brand. But I also have I'm also partnered with another company called Left Brain, Right Brain. That's like for like big clients.
So Left Brain, Right Brain, Online Business Owners on Facebook. And we'll see you guys next week.
Y'all have a good night. Take care.